Good morning, everybody. My name is Darlene, and I have Parkinson's. Twofold today. I have to find out what happened with my camera for yesterday's video. So this is an experiment. I hope it works. If it doesn't work, then I will have nothing to show you, and I'll just come on and talk for a little bit and make a different video. But I was thinking that if I did this and tried it out while I was making dinner, because it's my night for dinner, that possibly I would accomplish two things at one time. But I'm not, this isn't really a how-to, this is just sort of what we're having for dinner. So I got everything I need around me, I think. Claudine has been very nice, and she has cut up my turnip and my sweet potato. And I'm going to get my bologna going. We love fried bologna. So got a package, it's all sliced, but it needs to have a couple of little extra slices in it. I have an electric fry pan down here, off camera, you'll see it in a minute. And I put a little bit of oil in it. Now, there's a lot of oil in bologna, it comes out, but we need a little bit to start. So, cut this in what is relatively half, like this. And then I turn it around. And then if you've ever cooked bologna, you know that it tends to curl. So in order for it to not curl, I put two little slits, not all the way down, like all the way through, but not all the way to the center. Two little slits like this, and you kind of make a flower petal thing. And that stops it from curling. So let's put that one there, and this one here. Like that. All right, Claudine will be glad to know I'm nearly finished with the knife. Okay, so now I'm going to bring this over here next to my fry pan. And while I do the next step, I'm going to get some of it frying. Once I got it in the fry pan, I'll show you. I'm just going to, actually, I'll turn it down so you can see me putting it in the fry pan. We're going to cook up the whole package, but I'm not sure whether it'll be all in one time. Okay, here we go, coming down. Coming down, let's see. Are you down far enough? No, you're not. You're still up at the bologna. Bring you this way. What are you there? Yes, you're at the fry pan there. Okay, you see the fry pan there? Normally now I would just be doing this in the kitchen on the counter, but the counter is a bit high for me when I'm trying to fry things. So I had this accidentally turned on and it got hot. So I turned it off, or Claudine turned it off for me. So now that I spread this oil, I'm going to turn it back on. So let's turn this button on. This little electric fry pan has been a real boost for me. When I was living in the other apartment, I was able to just, here a second, let me get this turned. When I was living in the other apartment, I was able to cook at the kitchen table, and that really helped me. So I can't do that here. Well, I'm at the kitchen table, but it's not set up the same way, so this is my next best thing. So let me get this turned. Ouch. And so now I should be able to. Please don't let me make a big mess today. All right, well, I can't push it any other way, so I'm going to have to use my little whisk here to push it. I put this on the silicone mat so that it wouldn't do any damage to the chair. All right, that's going to have to do. So, can you see it there? Yes. I'm going to turn it on. And there's a red light that will tell me when it was on. It's on there. Let's see, where was it? It was way down there. Okay, so I'm going to put it up to 300. Right there. And we'll see how that goes. Because I can always turn it up or down as I need to. So, I'm coming back a little bit to give myself some room. And I'm going to, I wish I could take this off of that edge. I'm going to pause you for just a minute and get Claudine to move this so that it's not so close to the edge of the chair. Okay, just one moment. Okay, we're back. We didn't find Claudine, so we just pulled it with the tongs. I don't usually use the tongs because I find them very hard to use. So now I got my bologna. I'm just going to start putting it in the pan. You see what I'm doing? Yes, you can. So let's see if we can get half a package at a time in. And I'll get them all separated here in a minute. I just want to get them in. I was trying to think what I was going to cook for dinner tonight. When I thought of the bologna, I thought, oh my goodness, we'll have to buy some bologna. And Frank says, we got bologna in the freezer. I said, I haven't gone in that freezer for a while. I didn't know what we had. So I'm glad we had it. All right, so now let's put these in here. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slices at a time. All right, so it's going to take a while to do it, but it cooks fast. So there we are. Okay, now we just separate these. Just like that. There we are. All right, so now those are cooking. Oh, again, I'm going to pause you for just a minute. The phone rang. Now I have to hope that these are not disturbing my taping. It looks like it's taping, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So this is starting to, you can see how it's cooking with out curling, but it does need to be turned up a little bit. So I'm going to turn it up a smidge. Oh no, a smidge too much there. Okay, there. I can't do smidges with my fingers. Okay. My glasses are now hanging around my neck because I drop them all the time. So now they're hanging around my neck. I'm either like a child or an old lady. Because I can't seem to do, and my glasses are getting too big for around my head, or my head's getting too small for my glasses. So I've got to find something to make them fit better. Okay, oh, that's looking nicer. So I'm going to put this like this. I'm going to flip it around and then we'll get those potatoes done. So today's been a very, very lazy day for me. I have not done hardly anything. It'd be questionable to find something that I could say I actually had done. I did, a little bit of sorting of pictures and a little bit of tidying up of my room, but it wasn't really dirty, so it didn't take a lot. So I figured the least I could do was make dinner because the longer I was sitting there, the less I wanted to do it. And those buns last night, they were so good. I wish you could have seen me making them all. But anyway, just trust me. Try that recipe. Alan has a good recipe there. The dough was so nice. Like if you've ever baked with dough, you can tell when you touch the dough if it's a soft dough or if it's a very bready dough. This dough is delightful to work with. So I hope I can keep doing that for a long time. All right, this can get turned over, then we'll do the potatoes. You see, I can't do too many things at one time. So this is early in the day. This is 2:30, 3 o'clock, I think, about 3 o'clock. So I'm doing this early in the day, and then I will just start the vegetable potato pot when it's time. All right, so there we go. I'm going to let that just finish for a few minutes. And I'm going to do a couple of these potatoes. I'm going to show you here. Claudine did a sweet potato into chunks and a turnip into chunks. So that's going to go into the pot, and it's going to all be mashed. It's all going to be mashed with the potatoes, and it tastes really good. And then we're going to have the bologna with onions and gravy on it, and it will be delightful. And I do have a little bit of green beans that I might cook up, but I'm not sure. You're smelling that bologna. I know you are. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around here. And it's Mama calling you. Oh, there you go. All right, now I'm going to do a twirly-chew because I can't get myself around here very good. So I'm going to just do a twirly-chew here. All right, so keep your partner round and round. Do-si-do. All right, there you are. So I'm going to cut these potatoes. That's my oil that I need for my... Okay, so let's cut these potatoes into chunks. Soon Claudine cuts my onions. Look at how finely diced they are. Oh, they're lovely. I have to have great big pieces of them. you know, it's not a case of me being able to do this by myself. So when I say I'm going to cook dinner, doesn't mean that I'm going to cook dinner. It means I'm going to have a lot of help from my family to cook dinner. But they didn't have to think about what they're cooking because I was able to make that decision. But oh my God. All right, let's try to get this knife out of here. Hurting yourself. Oh, Claudine. I got the knife stuck. I'm going to leave this for her to do. I'm just going to take that out of the fry pan and put the next load in. Put this up here. Claudine, I got the knife stuck in a potato. So I'll turn it off. She doesn't want to be on camera today, so I'm just going to turn you off for a second while she gets my knife out. Just a second here.
Your knife is stuck in your potato?
Yeah, my knife is stuck in my potato. Yeah, just turn it off for a second. Oh, come on. All right, you're getting a good view of my close-up face. Okay, we're back. I had Claudine, actually, she cut up all the potatoes. So all I'm doing for dinner tonight is had the idea and fried the bologna. But anyway, this is the pot. It now has those sweet potatoes, turnips, and potatoes in it. I'm going to pass it to Claudine. She's going to go and, oh my gosh, she is going to fill it with water and start the pot to boil.
There we go.
And then they're going to be mashed together. So that's all that is. And I'm just going to continue on here with this. I'm going to bring the bologna out. So here, let's put it back down so you can see how nicely it's cooked. All right, here. Put you around. Put you here. There, do you see how nicely that cooked? Wow, that's nice. Okay, so I'm going to put that up on this little bowl here to hold it till I've got the next batch ready. So let's see, where's my fork? Right here. Okay, so this is coming out. Oh, that looks so nice. I just love. Now you see, if you cook it so it's got a little bit of crisp on it here, when you got the gravy, it soaks it in there, and the flavor is great because you got all this flavor in the pot. You two things. No, I can't do two things. There's only got one hand that's available. So let's try this again. Okay, so let's just try and get them out best we can. Now my fry pan is hot, but there's not as much grease in it. So I'm going to put a drop of, just a drop. I could actually do without, so I'm just going to put a little tiny drop in it of oil. All right, so a little drop of oil. All right, now let's start and put the rest of these in there. Back up. I know your sniffer's working overtime, isn't it? You can sniff, but you can't have. And don't put your nose too close to that fry pan because, ooh, that would burn. Oh, I'm kind of blocking your view. That's the one thing. I haven't gotten used to, like, having to figure out where I'm going to be. So you'd think after a year of doing this I would know that, but we'll just continue on the best we can. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5. Okay, so that's half the package there. I still have the other half to go. So I'm going to squish these around. Where is it? There. Squish these around here. And I'm going to just cook these off camera. And then I will come back and show you what I do next after I've got the meat cooked. All right. Be right back. Well, I hope I'm getting this on tape. There's no guarantee because last night it looked like it was taping too. I'm going to turn this just a little bit so you can still see me in the fry pan. Okay, so I've cooked. Over here is all the bologna all cooked up. Claudine has done the onions here. So I'm just going to put them in the pan. Not going to add any oil or anything to it because there's enough in the pan. I've turned the heat down. So and I just want to get a little bit of color on this. So we've been pretty busy. We've been looking after Finn a little bit, but I don't know, his other grandma has really stepped up and she has done so much babysitting of Finn, and she's got to be tired. We were supposed to have him tonight, but he wasn't feeling very well, and as you know, when he's not feeling very well, it's not easy to come to our house here because we would mask up and whatnot, but it's still, we have sickness in our house. So we try to avoid that. But extenuating circumstances, we will have him anytime because it's so much fun looking after him. But anyway, so we were planning on doing that, so Claudine has the night free. And Cal and Ashley are going to the hospital and being there as long as they can. She goes up during the day, and then he goes up and tries to participate in the evening feeding, and then comes home and still has to do his homework.
This is a reminder.
He's going to, he's transferred everything, I think, over onto the laptop to use. This week is sort of the last couple of days of school. Oh, today is Friday, isn't it? Today is the last day officially of the school. Next week is all the exams. Then he has 3 weeks of parental leave. I thought he had to go straight back to work, but he has 3 weeks of parental leave, which will be extremely important because they now as a family have to add a new member to their family soon. They have to have Finn accept that. They have to learn how to adjust to being a family of 4 instead of a family of 3. And it's good if Cal can be there for, you know, helping Ashley get through some of those transitions. She is doing so well. I gotta tell you, she's doing so well. And I just applaud them because it's hard to do any of the things they're doing, and they're doing them all at one time. You didn't plan it that way, but, you know, things happen with a pregnancy, and that's what happens. So they're doing everything that they can. But it's still a hard way to do it. But Cal wants to get finished school. He'll be finished this, and this is his 3rd year, and then he will have to do 10 months of working, and then he will be back to do another 2 months to do his last term, and then he'll be fully ticketed in that, as well as being an electrician. So very proud of them. Both my children are doing wonderful things with their lives. Claudine has a hard path because she's looking after us. I know how hard the path is because my brother looked after my dad. And so I saw that for 10 years, how hard it was. And I'm sorry that I'm the cause of some of it. But anyway, there's not much we can do about it. We're just taking it as it comes. And, okay, I'm just going to tell you here. This is getting a little bit of color on it, and I don't want them to be all crispied up and stuff. So what I'm going to do, in here, I'm taking a cheater's way. I'm not making homemade gravy. Oh, goodness me, we're adding a little coffee to it's my favorite drink. This is a white chocolate chai tea. So I guess we'll just call this white chocolate chai bologna. Okay, Claudine's probably in her bedroom going, oh no, what is she doing out there? All right, so I'm taking the cheater's way out. I'm not making it from scratch. I opened a package of brown gravy mix and put it in here. And we had poultry gravy mix in a big container, and I put it in here, so we've got the equivalent of 2 packages of gravy. I'm going to put the water in to the pan if I can. Don't spill. I have to will myself not to spill. All right, there we are. Didn't spill much. That's good. All right, so now I am going to take this whisk, and I'm going to put this into there and whisk it up. And I'll add the bologna back at the end of that. So put this here, and the potatoes and stuff are cooking on the stove. All right. So we'll get this all whisked in, and then I'm going to add the can of I always use it kind of either cream of mushroom, cream of chicken, cream of celery. But I usually make from scratch, but you know, I just didn't have it in me today, so I'll make it this way. So let's see. Take this. This is a cream of chicken. I really like the cream of celery too. Now you'll notice I did not put a bunch of seasoning in this because bologna has its own flavor, its own seasoning, and I really don't want to muck with that. I quite enjoy it, so I'm just going to leave it the way it is here and put the bologna back in, let it simmer till it's thick. And just finish talking to you. I'm sure glad I got friends to keep me company like this because this is a boring job if you're just sitting by yourself. Oh, I wonder how much went in there. Not much. You see, there's no liquid really in it, so I don't have to worry about it. Put this in here. All right, now you see those pieces that were crisped up a little bit, they're going to really soak up this gravy. It's going to be one bite. I'm going to try to remember, if I can, to take a picture when we're ready to serve. But I probably won't remember. I'm bad for that. Let's put this on here. Let me get my table cleaned up, and then I haven't left a big mess. That's the one thing I like. I like to clean behind myself, so I'm not leaving myself a big mess at the end. It just makes it so much easier. So, there we are. I'm going to run over this recipe to make this white chocolate chai again, because those of you who do not have a Tim Hortons, whoops, if you go through the Tim Hortons drive-through or go in, you ask them if you can have a white hot chocolate with a chai tea bag, and that's literally what it is. But if you're going to make it at home, you make it with milk, not water, because it's nice with that. Then you make the hot chocolate, and you put the chai tea bag in, and you leave the tea bag in. You see, here's my tea bag. It's still in there. You leave that tea bag in, and it just perfumes the whole hot chocolate. This is my new favorite, but it is sweet. So when I make it at home, this is from Tim Hortons. When I make it at home, I use sugar-free or no sugar added hot chocolate mix, because then it's not quite as sweet. Oh, that's very good. Okay, so I'm going to, I don't know how long my video is, so I think I'm going to just call it stop here so that I'm not boring you to death. But this is going to thicken up and simmer. My potatoes are going to be mashed. And when we make our plates, I'll come back and show you, I hope. Okay, talk to you later. Oh, hang on. Okay, you know what? I just taped it closing and it didn't work. So I'm going to tape it again here. So you get to see double whammy of me. I was just saying that it's dinner time, and it's time because I'm hungry to eat. There's my plate. Claudine said she took a picture of it, and I'll include it at the end. So I hope you all had a great day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.